Welcome to Champions for Life, the radio ministry of First Choice Pregnancy Services here in Las Vegas. I'm Deborah, the Executive Director of First Choice.
And I'm Ken.
And we are Champions for Life.
Hey, welcome Las Vegas to the Champions for Life radio broadcast. I'm your host, Ken Wilson. And I'm just so delighted to be with you today. Just so excited. First of all, I want to tell you that the First Choice Pregnancy Services Gala is coming up tomorrow night. Now, you might say, well, Ken, is it too late? Is it too late to go? Maybe, but but no, it's not. Listen, here's what you got to do. You got to log into the website, fcpschampions.org. That's FCPS. Stands for First Choice Pregnancy Services, fcpschampions.org. Click events and register. Register to go. And if you're really in a jam, and you say, Kenny, listen, I can't figure that out. I'm driving. I don't know what it is. Call KKVV. They'll get you a hold of me personally, and we'll see if we can get you registered. I don't know if I have any room at my table, but listen, it's going to be packed. It's going to be packed tomorrow at the Westgate. The dinner officially starts at 7 p.m. There's a 6 p.m. I want to try and be there at 6 if you can, because what they're going to have at this banquet is some of the wonderful mothers who are so grateful for First Choice being there. They're going to, some if not all of them, are going to bring their children that have been saved due to the wonderful clinic, First Choice Pregnancy Services. And I mean, you're going to get to meet with them, interact with them. Now, some of you guys are longtime supporters of First Choice Pregnancy Services, and we love you. You will get to see firsthand how your money and this wonderful ministry, this wonderful clinic, has actually brought fruit in the form of children who are alive, human beings that are alive that you can touch and see with your own hand. And maybe the Lord will allow you to hold one. I tell you honestly, there is nothing like being able to hold in your arms a child that's been saved because of what you have done. Literally a lifesaver. And you might be able to, may I hold your child? And you hold this little baby. It's going to be amazing. And that's tomorrow night at the Westgate. At 6 p.m., it's going to start for the moms and stuff. At 7 p.m., the actual dinner. Now, listen. This is a formal event. Now, I don't care. Look, some of y'all are going to show up because you're like from Tennessee or whatever. No, I love Tennessee, by the way. But I mean, you're going to show up and don't show up in a t-shirt. This is in blue jeans. This is a formal event. This is where you bring the Mrs. You bring, the prince. Your knight in shining armor, and you dress to a T, because the people are going to be looking nice. I'm telling you that. Going to be nice. And my date, believe it or not, my date is going to be my 13-year-old daughter, Adele. Would you believe that? I told everybody my daughter's name. 13-year-old, and she's got this dress. I didn't think that she could, and she's going to look, I was like, holy smokes. That's my baby girl. Baby girl, not so much baby anymore, And she's going to be my date. And it's going to be great. And, oh, man, I'm just so looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic. And here, listen, for you guys that are thinking, man, I don't want to go to some gala. Listen, the keynote speaker is Chad Williams. He is a Navy SEAL. It's a Navy SEAL. You're not going to get any more manly than Chad Williams. But I can't wait to hear his story, of life as a SEAL, as a Navy SEAL. Now, for somebody who don't know what it is, Navy SEAL is the elite of the elite. You got Delta Force, and then you have, which is the Army's version of Rangers. For you military folks, if I step out of line, you make sure you correct me. But so you have Army, then you have Rangers, which are like the top 5-10% of Army guys, right? And then from the Rangers, you have Delta Force, which is the elite of the elite of the elite, right? Well, Navy has the same deal. And the SEALs, oh boy, SEALs are no nonsense. SEALs, I used to work with this guy that used to be in the SEALs. Oh man, I tell you what, he had retired. I think he was SEAL Team 5. And when I started working with him, he'd long since retired. But you know what? The steel in his eyes never departed. I mean, listen, you wanted to be this guy's friend because you did not want to be on the enemy list, right? And so Chad Williams is going to be the keynote speaker tomorrow night at the Westgate. 7 p.m. it starts, but you want to get there at 6. So here's what you want to do. Listen, if some of you guys are like last minute folks. You say, I'm going to do it. Call, if you have to, call First Choice and say, listen, I heard Ken say, I've got to be there at this dinner, and I'd love to take the Mrs. out. This is going to be a beautiful dinner, a wonderful time, great meal, regal. This is going to give the Mrs. a chance to, put her stuff on, you know what I'm saying? And to remind you of that, that princess that you married, right? And you guys say, honey, I'm taking you to something that you are absolutely going to love. And it's going to be great. And you can put your stuff on, look good, spray. You know what I'm saying? The producer's laughing, Dom's laughing over there. But you can look good, right? And I love this. Everyone, you don't do it all the time, but you got suits that have been hanging in the thing for a year. You never put them on. Put your suit on. Put your tie on. And go to this thing. It's going to be fun. So here, give First Choice a call. Say, I need tickets. I need 2 tickets. Take me into Mrs. And their number, 702-294-CARE. That's 294-2273. 294-2273. Say, listen, I need 2 tickets. I need 2 tickets. And it's a little, listen, it's going to fund First Choice. So, yes, the price is a little bit, but look, it's their fundraiser. You got to help support. And besides, if you get there early enough, you'll get to see the fruit. To me, that's like the most important part of the whole deal. I get overjoyed. My heart just like explodes when I see that child that the world wanted to kill. I just got to be honest with you. They wanted to kill via abortion. They just wanted to kill that child. And that baby is alive. That baby is giggling and smiling and beautiful eyes and a beautiful face. And the mom is glowing, right, because of that baby. And she's thankful. Every single person that walks through that door that night, and there'll be hundreds. It's going to be huge. There's going to be a banquet hall at the Westgate. It's going to be huge, right? And she's going to be, every single one of those moms is going to be thankful. I'd be surprised if not all of them are like in tears when we walk in, because she's going to be thankful for every single person that walks through that door, because they supported First Choice Pregnancy Services. And it's just that simple. Now, say, for example, you are one of those ladies maybe today that you're pregnant, right? You're pregnant and, you're not one of those happy moms. In fact, you're pregnant. You don't know what you're going to do. You have no idea what you're going to do. You got problems. Mom and dad maybe said, listen, you're pregnant. We're kicking you out. I told you do something else. And then, if you don't get the abortion, maybe you need a place to stay. Maybe finances is a problem. Maybe resources closed. Maybe you don't have any answers whatsoever and you need someone to talk to. Well, listen, First Choice is there for you. First Choice is there for you. They will not, listen, we don't, don't charge a dime for the women that walk into this clinic. First of all, they'll give you a free pregnancy test. Free pregnancy test. Let's make sure that you're pregnant first. If you are pregnant, give you a sonogram, a 3D sonogram, so you can get a picture of the baby that's in the womb, right? So you can see your child. Make sure you're pregnant. Make sure everything is okay. There's nurses on staff. We have a doctor. Listen, if there's any problems, sometime every once in a while there's a problem. But, guess what? There's a doctor on staff. Help figure it out. And maybe adoption is something that you want to look at. Maybe you want to keep your baby, not sure how you're going to do it. Where am I going to live after I have the baby? All these questions, First Choice Pregnancy Services is there for you. Give them a call today, 702-294-CARE. That's 294-2273. And just to be official, every week they're busy. First Choice. They're busy every single week. And this week, they did 51 pregnancy tests. This is the official portion of the broadcast. They did 51 pregnancy tests and 28 ultrasounds. Just this past week. All free. They don't charge. Listen, there's not one client that has come in the 20 years that they've been open. 20 years that they've been open. They've never charged a client not a penny. Not one penny. And what's crazy is, now that we have the abortion pill, right, where, Planned Parenthood or some other unscrupulous person will give you the abortion pill, say, go home and abort your baby, kill your baby, and then deliver it, sadly to say, deliver your baby in a toilet. That's because that's how it goes. The cramping, and it's a 2-part thing, right? Listen, the only place in town where you can get an abortion pill reversal, in fact, The only place in the state of Nevada. The only place in the state of Nevada where you can get treated for the abortion pill that you've already taken is First Choice Pregnancy Services. I believe they have over 200 babies that are alive today because the doctor there has rushed you into the hospital and saved your baby's life. Isn't that incredible? And it's the only place in the state of Nevada where you can get it done. How could you not love First Choice Pregnancy Services? Which is why you got to be at the banquet, which is why you got to figure out how that you can support them with your dollars and help women. Help the lovely people. And the great thing also, you can go and you have to call first because the clinic is busy, but you can take a tour of the facility, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'll tell you a little secret. I don't even know I'm supposed to tell you this, but what they're building, in fact, they've already built inside the clinic. They built this little studio, kind of like where I am right now. And what looks like podcasts are coming. In fact, day before yesterday, I kind of did one. And it's going to be good, but it's the news before the news gets out kind of thing. So there's a lot of stuff happening at First Choice, including this banquet tomorrow night at the Westgate at 7 p.m. Get your ticket, 702-294-CARE, 702-294-2273, and be there. And it's going to be, listen, you're going to have a great time. Look, I tell you what, if you don't have a wonderful time at this, I personally will refund you your entire dinner cost and everything for you and your date. That's how sure I am that you will absolutely love the banquet tomorrow night and the things that are going to be talked about and discussed, the people that you're going to meet. And then on top of that, you're going to hear Chad Williams, U.S. Navy SEAL. It's going to be the keynote speaker. It's just going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome for you manly men out there. This is what you've been waiting for, you know. And so, oh man, listen. There's a lot of ladies in. You know, I don't know if you knew this. No, probably the listening audience does not know, but my sister was a lieutenant colonel in the Marines. In fact, I think she's retiring this year. After 20 years with the Naval Academy, I'm so proud. They're my hero. So listen, I'm all about the war stories and what it's like. Listen, go out there and serve your country, you patriot. And the First Choice, they're serving our community. There's a lot of fights out there to fight. There's defending our nation, obviously very important, especially in this world today, the things that we're seeing. But here in our city, we've got a crisis where children are dying because Planned Parenthood and a lot of abortion facilities have a business of killing the children of pregnant women. That's what they do. And, we're here to say, you know what, enough's enough. We love babies. In fact, First Choice loves babies so much. They have now, I believe, if they haven't crested it, I will be surprised, the 45,000th baby. 45,000, folks, babies that have been saved, that they know about for sure, through the 20 years that First Choice Pregnancy Services has been open. Isn't that amazing? What God can do. And not one of those moms were charged anything. I mean, it's just so great. It's so fantastic. That is why the host of this show, that's why I'm sitting here today, because I love this ministry. I love this minute. They always talk about taking the gospel outside the walls. You're in church, you hear it every other Sunday, right? You have to take the gospel outside the wall. Please, the pastor's like pleading with you. Please take the gospel. Don't come just on Sundays, and some of you maybe Wednesday, and you come and then that's it. And then nobody on the planet knows that you're a Christian, right? First Choice takes the gospel outside the walls of the church. And they built a clinic. And they're witnessing not only the gospel to these ladies, but by actually loving them and helping them. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So anyway, I expect to see all of you, everybody that's listening, you guys on Facebook out there, listen, get your ticket. And I want to see you there tomorrow night. Find me. You'll find Ken Wilson. Somebody will know who I am, and I've got my full table out there. But he said Ken Wilson told me to get here, and he said if I wasn't happy, he was going to buy my ticket. In which case I will hide in the corner. No, I'm not going to hide in the corner. You're going to have a great time. You're going to have a great, great, great time at this thing tomorrow night at the Westgate at 7 p.m. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and apparently this came, I'm sorry to say, I've been so busy. I did not even see the vice presidential debate. I did not. Apparently the abortion pill reversal thing, the abortion pill came up. And I want to tell you that they're handing out the abortion pills like candy now, like candy to any of the women that ask. And it's flat out dangerous. It's because, and for some, you'll never hear this on the news, but for some women, it can be fatal. It can be fatal. Two different ways. One way is, first of all, the abortion pill is a 2-pill deal. You have the mifepristone or RU486. That's the first pill you take, and that pill suffocates the baby, and the baby dies inside the womb, right? After the baby is dead, you take the second part, which is Cytotec. And the Cytotec, also known as misoprostol, then expels the baby by inducing labor into the womb. Now, the funny thing about Cytotec was not invented to induce labor. It was never I believe it was, I want to say it was like was it a liver medication? It had some other use, but it turned out that this drug, has an off-label use. The off-label, it turned out, was to induce labor. And so what's happened is there have been recorded, sadly, there have been recorded deaths from women using Cytotec and passing away. And that's a problem. So just from that portion of you have that complicated, yes, it's rare, but it happens. But here's the other part that you'll never hear about. Right? Now listen closely, for especially you ladies that are thinking about taking the abortion pill or maybe have it. There is such a thing as called an ectopic pregnancy. It's an abnormal pregnancy. It happens. It's somewhat rare, but it does occur, where the baby does not develop in the uterus, it develops in the fallopian tube. And if you take the abortion pill with your child lodged growing in your fallopian tubes, that could be fatal for you. That could be fatal for you. Now, Planned Parenthood, a lot of these abortion clinics, are they doing sonograms to find out if the girl has an ectopic pregnancy before they are giving them their abortion pill? No, they're not. They're not. They're saying, listen, here they are. Look, they're handing them out like candy. So there's I'm sad. It's so sad to say that it is very, very, very likely that probably by now women have passed away because they had an ectopic pregnancy. So both mom and baby have died from taking this abortion drug, right? Because they had an ectopic pregnancy and something catastrophic happened because they did not know, because a sonogram was not done prior to taking the abortion drug. And it's frightening. It's absolutely frightening. So think about this. You know, if you're going to take the abortion pill, at the very least, before you do anything else, make sure you get a sonogram. And I would encourage you to get one for free at First Choice Pregnancy Services. Talk to the ladies, see that baby, make sure the baby, make sure it's not an ectopic pregnancy, and then talk about the consequences of taking that pill. You will get honest information because First Choice does not profit from your decision. The abortion clinic profits from your decision, absolutely, but First Choice does not. It just simply does not. So they're going to give you honest information, and I'll tell you something else about this abortion drug. Of course, there's question 6 coming up. Question 6 is coming up on our ballot, and this, the wording in it is going to allow just about anyone to hand out, anyone who is a licensed healthcare practitioner. They removed licensed physician from doing abortions. That's the Constitution today. It's what our Constitution says regarding abortion. But if this amendment to our Constitution passes, this ballot question, they've removed licensed physician and they've replaced it with a healthcare practitioner, which can be anybody. Could be your massage lady, could be your school nurse. They've done this not so that the school nurse can perform an abortion, but kind of, yes, they can, because now they can hand out, like candy, to your 13-year-old in school, the abortion drug. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's what's happening in other states as well. States that have pro-life laws, they're being circumvented by those, Planned Parenthoods in those pro-life states, since Roe v. Wade has been overturned. They're handing out the abortion drug, and what's happening is you're still having very many abortions via the abortion drug. And it's very, very sad. And what's crazy is also that some states, some Planned Parenthoods in the states that are pro-life, that have the abortion pill reversal program, like First Choice does, those clinics, Planned Parenthood will sue the crisis pregnancy center, the clinic, to get them to stop doing abortion pill reversals. Now you think that was crazy, but it's happening. And, so you keep praying for First Choice, praying to God that will not happen. For the other states where they're facing lawsuits from Planned Parenthood to stop abortion pill reversals, you want to pray that those lawsuits go down and are defeated, and that, that life-saving measures for children can continue in those states. And it's crazy. And, a lot of times the arguments are made, it's like, well, these are fake clinics doing fake things to try and preserve the life. Well, that's not true. In fact, abortion pill reversals actually are pretty easy to do. I think the problem is progesterone. The first pill, RE46, it blocks the hormone progesterone that the woman's body normally would supply to keep the child alive in the womb and attached to the womb, right? And so that's what the first part does. That's what RE46 or mifepristone, that's what it does. It blocks it. So what a doctor like our doctor does, we give you a huge, either an injection or pill or whatever it is, of progesterone. We give you natural hormones to reverse what's happened. And in fact, there's women who have normal pregnancies who are progesterone deficient. And so their baby, if they're pregnant or is in trouble, they do the same thing. It's the same exact thing. You give them an injection of progesterone, baby's happy, mom had, baby, and they live happily ever after, right? And so that's exactly what happens in the case of abortion pill reversals. And these other states are trying to sue these clinics for doing something that is already done anyway for, women who are progesterone deficient. And so the fight continues. Even though Roe versus Wade has been overturned, the fight continues, especially in pro-life states, to preserve the life of children. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that absolutely, the fight continues for these babies and for these moms and families. And so I want you to continue to pray. Pray for victory on the legal front, because if, as other states go, potentially so does Nevada. And so if the clinics there prevail in those pro-life states, if they prevail in their lawsuits, then, perhaps, hopefully, states such as Nevada, where abortion is legal, will not suffer the same lawsuit by Planned Parenthood. So, and that, we can continue saving lives. I mean, that's basically what it's all about. Very difficult to, it's hard, but First Choice will do it. They will minister to women who've either had a miscarriage or have lost their child one way or another, or even to abortion, because these women do need prayer. If you're out there and you've gone through this, miscarriage or otherwise, and you want prayer, you want someone to talk to, give First Choice a call, and give them a call, 702-294-CARE, and say, you know what, I heard Ken on the radio and said, you guys will, I just need to come talk to you, and these ladies will love on you. It's just that simple. Well, look here, we've come up to the end of our show. And again, I got to tell you got to get your tickets for tomorrow night. See Chad Williams, U.S. Navy SEAL. It's going to be awesome. Hoorah! Oh, man, it's going to be fantastic. And that's going to be tomorrow night. Westgate starts at 6, but you can get there at 7 for the dinner. And it's going to be fantastic. If you do not have your tickets already, you call First Choice and said, Ken said that I could still try and squeeze in, give them a call, 702-294-2273. That's 294-CARE, and say, I need 2 tickets. And get your good stuff on, and bring the Mrs. Let her put her stuff on. Y'all will shine, and it'll be beautiful, and you'll have a great time. Well, listen, that's the end of the show. We love you. May God bless you as you stand for life.
Thanks for joining us for the Champions for Life radio broadcast, the outreach ministry of First Choice Pregnancy Services.
Join us every Thursday at 12:30 on KKVV 1060 AM.
If you or someone you know need help with your pregnancy, or if you wish to visit or support our clinic and radio ministry, please call 702-294-CARE. That's 702-294-2273.
Or visit us at fcpschampions.org. That's fcpschampions.org.